Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. We're diving right into something pretty heavy today, a deeply devastating phenomenon that's unfolding silently, literally right behind closed doors in Japan. We're going to be unpacking a profound social crisis that challenges almost everything we think we know about community, isolation, and, well, just modern life in general. Our goal with the source material today isn't just to see what's happening, but to really figure out why it's happening. So let's get right into it. We've got to start with this incredibly visceral, honestly shocking reality. Listen to this. Your neighbors only notice you when your body starts to smell. It's a completely jarring sentence, isn't it? But this is the grim reality detailed in our source material. We aren't talking about, a peaceful passing surrounded by family. We are talking about an end of life that is so utterly solitary, so completely isolated, that the outside world is only clued in by the physical aftermath of death itself. It's tough to hear for sure, but it perfectly sets the stage for exactly what we're exploring today.
Part 1. The Reality of Kodokushi, Living as Ghosts.
So this grim phenomenon actually has a name. It's called Kodokushi, which translates directly to a lonely death. But the source material goes a step further here when describing the day-to-day lives of these individuals before they pass. It states that because of extreme social isolation, they essentially live as ghosts. Just imagine that for a second, living as a ghost while you're still alive. It implies this total lack of presence, right? Zero impact on the physical world around you, and just a tragic invisibility to your very own community.
Part 2. The culture of meiwaku, never bothering anyone.
Okay, so here is the core contradiction, and it's a huge one. Japan is widely recognized as being one of the world's most connected societies. I mean, technological, infrastructural, you name it. Yet, right alongside all of that connectivity, thousands of people are completely severing ties with their family and friends. It's a heartbreaking paradox. How in the world does extreme isolation take root in a place so physically and technologically connected? Well, the source makes it really clear. These folks aren't just slowly drifting apart. They are totally severing ties, deliberately or circumstantially, cutting off the absolute basic lifelines that connect us to the human experience. It all really boils down to this deep-seated cultural concept known as meiwaku. Basically, it's an intense cultural obsession with making sure you never, ever bother anyone around you. Now, on the surface, politeness, respecting personal space, that sounds like a really positive societal trait, doesn't it? But when it evolves into this absolute unwavering obsession with never being a burden, it creates this incredibly rigid barrier. It means that when someone is really struggling, when they're retreating into the shadows and, like we said earlier, living as a ghost, nobody knocks on their door. And because of meiwaku, we arrive at this incredibly tragic societal rule. Basically, invading privacy is seen as worse than ignoring silence. Think about the weight of that for a moment. The fear of causing a bother, the fear of stepping over a social boundary, has become so overwhelmingly powerful that neighbors will simply ignore the deafening silence coming from the apartment right next door. They won't knock, they won't check in. The cultural mandate to just not intrude completely overrides our basic human instinct to make sure another person is okay. And sadly, this is the exact environment where a lonely death becomes not just possible, but pretty much inevitable.
Part 3. A system failing and the national response.
The national system is failing so profoundly right now that the Japanese government actually had to take a totally unprecedented step. They appointed a minister of loneliness, and no, that's not a metaphor or a catchy title. The social isolation, the severing of ties, and this whole culture of ignoring silence have snowballed into a crisis so vast that the government literally had to create a brand new cabinet-level position just to try and tackle it. When an entire country has to appoint a minister of loneliness, well, it's a pretty glaring indicator that the existing social safety nets and community structures have just fundamentally broken down. And the devastating result of this breakdown? Well, it's a staggering number, 76,000. According to the data in our source material, last year alone, 76,000 people died entirely alone. I really want that to sink in for a second. That isn't just a statistic on a page. We are talking about tens of thousands of individual human lives ending in complete and utter isolation, completely undetected until it was way, way too late. That's 76,000 instances of Kodokushi in a single year. It is the absolute, tragic, ultimate consequence of the paradox we've been unpacking today. So we're going to wrap up this explainer with a really tough, lingering question. How do we fix a system where invading privacy is worse than ignoring silence? It really challenges us to reflect deeply on the very nature of modern human connection. And not just in Japan, but anywhere, really. When the desire to not be a burden results in 76,000 lonely deaths, the entire fabric of community needs to be completely reevaluated. I want you to take this question away with you today. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I truly hope this has brought some crucial clarity to a really heartbreaking reality.